Welcome back, everyone, to our Abhidhamma study class with the Theodore Pinyadinka Linkara. This will be the 21st class, and we will be covering the third part of the Supra-mundane consciousness, or Lokuttara-Citta. We'll begin with opening our class with Namo Tassa, led by Theodore. Theodore would like to lead us in Namo Tassa, please.
Yeah. As our Abhidhamma study, reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Thank you very much, Theodore, for leading us in Namo Tassa. We will now begin with the Abhidhamma Lecture. Theodore, you are ready.
Okay, let's start today's Abhidhamma study. So we have been studying Lokuttara-Citta for 2 weeks already. So we will continue on this topic because we need to know more about the Lokuttara-Citta. Okay, can you see this slide? Okay, good. Okay, so last week I have explained about how the Mega Citta eradicate or it attenuate only, not sometimes in the second Mega, it's not eradicate, but it's attenuate. So we can see the 2 functions. Eradicate and attenuates the fetters, sanyojana. On the other way, we can see the kilesa. So we have studied about that, and you have to remember to relate the sutta explanation as well. This is important patterns. Yeah. Otherwise, there are how the practitioner or meditator attain the enlightenment and promote it to the level of the noble person, will be always confused. In the practice, you need to know, according to the theoretical explanation, this is how the achievement comes. Otherwise, you are practicing and at the beginning, no problem. At the beginning, for the meditators, or even I cannot concentrate on the object properly. At that time, no doubt whether I attain enlightenment or not, because even you cannot catch the breath or your object. You are sure, I'm in no stage of meditation practice, but later on, when you have established the concentration, and the funny things like this, when the concentration level come up and the effort, the virya is less, the yogi usually fell into the bhavanga and the fell asleep. Between the meditation process, during the meditation time, many times, they are asleep, fell asleep. At that time, some consider, oh, what happened to me? They start to confuse because thinking that something, I don't know, but I didn't asleep, and didn't fell to asleep. But because before he fell asleep, he knows the object. Just after awake, again, also he know the object usually because, they become used to touching, keep focusing on the object, become used to at the time. Automatically, when you wake up and then your mind catch up the object and then continue, then you confuse. Oh, I didn't fall asleep. You start to think that so something must be. Wow, start to thinking, and also you have harder. Oh, nibbana is something we have never seen on our own. Okay, then if you consult with your college and meditation, you see, or sometimes even the meditation teacher, they are even encouragement. Oh, do it. It must be something. Try again. Oh, like this. But actually, it's just falling asleep. No balance and concentration and effort, just fall asleep. But the practice, the mind becomes strong. That's why before sleep also okay, the knowing the object. Just after sleep or waking up also just catch up the sleep, catch up the object, the right object. Then confusion. If okay, just balance asleep. So I need to promote my effort so that it can be a balance with the concentration and continuing focusing on the right object. It's very important. And many times meditators can be confused if the meditation teacher is not that enough knowledgeable. He can give different suggestion. What happens if you are thinking, if it is not the real attainment, and you are thinking this is real attainment? The problems come. You think I'm a new person. Oh, a Sotapanna, or something like this. And many people come into in this level, or many Sotapanna, but none of them is Sotapanna. Only the Puthujjana. So then again come another interpretation. Oh, Sotapanna also sometime like this or like that, because many people consider themselves Sotapanna, and they don't have the specific quality of Sotapanna. Then they want to change their let us say the career of Sotapanna, how they live. Oh, Sotapanna also sometimes kill. Sometimes so do like this. That they are thinking because they think themselves after they have attained the enlightenment, and their meditation teacher also approved. Very dangerous case. And another dangerous thing is if they are thinking the already attained the Sotapanna level and not really attained, and they making effort in the practice also changing. If they know the real situation, and then they will make proper effort, they will continue. If they don't know, and then they just attach to that situation, what I don't know, and I have to feel this one. Still, I expect and try my best. Also, not come again. It means, that I'm not that skillful to enter to the plasma body or something like this. Actually, this is because lack of understanding about the teaching itself. So if you know, okay, after the attainment of Sotapanna, there must be the Sakaya Ditti, wrong view, doubt, and the Silabbata Brahma already eradicated, no more arising. And also, in the Sutta, Buddha mentioned many times, the Sotapanna is qualification. And what Sotapanna can do and what cannot do. It does not mean Sotapanna have to offset that these rules and regulations. But Buddha just mentioned the nature of Sotapanna. Those who attain the level of Sotapanna cannot do, especially we can say they cannot do, because they cannot kill living being. Because that to kill living being, it needs a certain level of dosa. Intentionally killing, certain level of dosa. That certain level of dosa, Sotapanna already eradicate. That's why this cannot happen as a cause in the Sotapanna's mental process, and Sotapanna cannot kill. In the same way, that cannot steal or like this. The nature itself is performance. Just the Buddha point out, this is the quality of Sotapanna, a noble person. And not knowing this teaching, and people are thinking here and there, the quality of Sotapanna, sometimes they may keep or like this. Okay, so this is just want to remind you to know the importance of knowledge about the Dhamma. Okay, let's continue. Here, although this is mentioned as the feathers of by the name of feathers, you can apply the kilesa side also. Here, Sakaya Deity and Silabbata Brahmasa, we see, I said the round view. So in the kilesa side is called just round view. Although in Sanyojana has two aspects, but in the kilesa side is round view only. And for the Vicikicca, kilesa also Vicikicca, so the two kilesa is removed. In second level, there are no kilesa removed. There's no kilesa, removed by the second attainment, just attenuating of the level of or the loba dosa moha, or we can say the kilesa level of kilesa. Then, because the Sotapanna level, the Sotapanna Mega just remove the level of or kilesa, but the deity and Vicikicca completely distracted, completely removed. But the other kilesa reduced into certain level. That if someone, the greed is very strong, that greed leads to steal. That kind of greed level will not arise in Sotapanna. That is mean Sotapanna Mega remove that level of defilements. And that the dosa to kill or like this. It means there are those specific wrongdoing or misconduct to charita can send an individual to be reborn in the woeful state. That kind of kilesa are removed by the Sotapanna Mega. That's why Sotapanna cannot commit those kind of ducharita to be reborn in the woeful state, abhaya. That's why we can say, Sotapanna will not be reborn in the abhaya. So in this connection, you have to make sure the cause is ducharita or wrongdoing to be reborn in the abhaya. Sotapanna, by the attainment of Sotapanna Mega, he removed the level of kilesa. As a result of that, he cannot commit. He cannot commit that kind of serious wrongdoing. Then the consequence comes, he will not reborn in the woeful state. So some the misunderstanding that even the Sotapanna kill, he will not reborn like this. But is this so? If you understand, Sotapanna, by the power of Sotapanna Mega, he remove the very strong level of kilesa to kill or to steal, to commit the five precepts. Then he does not commit, or he never commit again, because the lack of the cause, absence of the cause. He will not commit wrongdoing in the serious level, and he will not reborn there. Then here in that, because the reason I explain is in Myanmar we that the war is very, very popular, closing the door of the woeful state. Is it possible to close? Now, if you close, nobody cannot enter. Okay, everyone's safe. It's not like this. For yourself, Also, you cannot close after committing. It means the potency to be reborn to the woeful state are removed for that individual. But many people understand it, okay, for myself, it's closed. So I can do whatever I like. No, if you do, you will reborn. The natural phenomena are working to generate, if it is caused, to generate a result. Nobody can stop. Even the Buddha cannot stop. That thinking the Buddha have the unlimited power. But Buddha cannot save the Devadatta to be reborn not to be reborn in the hell, because the karma already done, and then it automatically generates. So we have to understand this one. Okay, let's continue today's slides. This is Four Noble Person of Fruition. So let's see what I said. After the attainment of Paṭipatti Mega, he reached to the level of noble person, and he is counted as a Sotapaddi Palatana. But normally we see the Sotapanna in short. If you are referring to a Sotapanna, mean after the attainment of Sotapaddi Mega, exactly Sotapaddi Palatana. That individual is called Sotapanna. So that person who has reached the experience of stream entry, without the experience of stream entry, is not Sotapaddi Palatana. And also he's not yet noble person, because the Sotapaddi Palatana is the lowest one among the four fruition individual. Okay, for that kinds of Sotapaddi Palatana or Sotapanna, we can see the final deliverance in maximum of 7 lives. So in the Ratanasutta, you may heard that they might not have the 8 lives, 8 rebirth like this claim come. So in this way, it means the Sotapanna, Sattakhatu Brahma, we can say in Pali, the Sattakhatu Brahma. In Ratanasutta, it is said that Natipon Atama Mariyanti, like this. Natipon Atama Mariyanti. It means they will not take the 8th rebirth. Within 7 lives, they will complete their practice up to the attainment of arhatship. This is the grantee of the Sotapaddi Mega. Grantee after the attainment of Sotapaddi Mega. He get this, okay, final deliverance through the achievement of Arhata Mega. Will be within the 7 lives. Maximum is 7 lives. So maybe that life, in the same life attainment of Sotapaddi Mega, if he or she can continue for the achievement, further achievement. Or if he cannot, next life possible. And if not, another life. Then continue up to the 7th life. The 7th life must be the less. And another one is never being born in a woeful plane of existence. This means after the attainment of the Sotapaddi Mega, by the experience of stream entry, the level of defilement, and the potency in the past, already done in the past, the karma, the uncountable lives in the incalculable lives of samsara, we have done. We have accumulated the karma, akusala karma, to be reborn in the woeful state. After this life, we don't know when, but still the potency are restored stored in our mental process. If we cannot attain Sotapaddi Mega, next life, anything can happen. If the akusala karma have the opportunity to take a chance, then we will reborn there. Only when kusala karma have a chance, we can reborn as a human or Deva or Brahma or like this. So after the attainment of Sotapaddi Magga, the potency to be reborn in all whose plane of existence are also removed. Although they are done in the past, that the potency of karma has gone out. If you keep the seed in proper way and you plant it, then it can grow. But if you heat it in microwave or somewhere, you heat it, that you burn it, that seed, and after burning, if even though you plant properly, it cannot grow. In the same way, the potency of akusala karma are burned up by the Sotapaddi Magga. That's why Sotapanna cannot reborn. And also, that he cannot commit again that kind of serious level of dukkharita. He cannot commit because of the lack of the defilements, the lack of the strong refinement. The beings are committing according to their defilements. Okay, so two information, necessary to know. If you are talking about the Sotapanna, even these two information are not known. You are talking about the Sotapanna, you cannot give the proper definition of the Sotapanna. Okay, then let's continue for the Sakadagami Palatthana after the attainment of second time enlightenment. So at most one more time in this world, Sakadagami. Here, in this world, normally it is defined as the human realm, like this. Or sometimes it's defined as the sensual realm. Still, that for the ones returner, and explain about the connection with the human realm and the Brahma realm. That if he went to Brahma realm and he come back again here one time, or sometime when during he was in Brahma realm, he continued practice and attain the Anagami level, then will not come back like this. Also possible. And for one's returner, we know that its possibility is even if he has to reborn in the human realm only one time. That is maximum. But he can continue in the Brahma realm many times. Many times, Professor. The maximum must be 7. Because even the Sotapanna limitation is maximum 7. That's why many times there must be less than 7, up to 7, right? And then for the Anagami Palatthana, after attainment of Anagami Magga, and become non-returning, this life, after attainment of Anagami Magga, will not reborn in the sensual realm, not only human realm. So after attainment of Anagami Magga, the reason why he cannot reborn in the sensual plane, it means here, the feathers abandoned by the first 3 phases are called lower feathers. The Orambhagiya, Sanyojana. These Sanyojana are abandoned. It means the Sanyojana are something can bond or can bind up, can tie up in the lower realm. Lower realm considered the sensual realm, 11 sensual realm. And these are removed. So if we cut off the volume of the thread connected to the volume, and if go up like this, the feathers are removed and cut off, then Anagami will go up to the Brahma realm and never come back. And also here will be reborn in the five material world. This anagami flatana individual can, this means mostly one time, that usually refers to the Sudawasa. Usually refers to Sudawasa, but no objection for the other five material sphere realm, except Asanya Sada. Asanya Sada, the Anagami Palatana cannot be reborn in Asanya Sada, because in Asanya Sada, if you review the table, we explain about that, and you will see only one type of individual can be found. This is Sukadi Ahituka individual. There's no noble person there. Okay, so Anagami can reborn in the five material sphere world, mostly referred to the Sudawasa. Okay, for the Arhata, if we talk about one who already attained the Arhatship, according to Theravada tradition, because for the Mahayana tradition it will be different. After the attainment of Arhatship, also that not like the Theravada explanation. So he has destroyed the enemy considering of the defilement, the enemy, all the karma and vipaka to be reborn in next life, everything, including the defilements, are destroyed, and the karmic potency are also destroyed for the next life. But in the present life, it is possible, still continuing good and bad result. He has to experience according to karma, and no more future life. No more future life. This is the essential information about the noble person. Okay, so after this, I will continue explanation about the Lokuttara-Citta. So Lokuttara-Citta are 8 multiplied by 5 jhana, become 40. So it becomes, and in short, if we talk about the Lokuttara-Citta, in short, it is 8. If we talk about enlarge and enumeration, it's become 40. Okay, so let's talk about the consciousness first before we continue how it's become in short and enlarged. So if we consider Lokuttara-Citta only 8 in short way, so how many consciousness altogether?
89.
Okay, so if we consider Lokuttara-Citta enlarged as a 40, how many?
121.
121.
Good, 121. Thank you. So why it can be different? Why not only one version of enumeration? 89 or 121 is okay. But why it's become 2 versions? So, okay, let's consider the meditator only practice Vipassana meditation. Establish concentration. After that, they just practice Vipassana meditation without the attainment of jhana. And that meditator's mind focus on to attainment of the mega. What will be the object? During the practice of Vipassana meditation, what will be the object?
Anicca, dukkha, anatta is the object.
Good. Any of 3 characteristics. Where is 3 characteristics? Where you can find the 3 characteristics?
Nama and rupa.
Right, nama and rupa, right? And also there is Lokiya, nama and rupa. So in the mundane nama and rupa, their characteristic, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Focusing on that, then process come. In certain process, the attainment of mega come. It means mega consciousness arise. After the phala consciousness. So in that case, not related to any jhana, it's Sotapaddi mega only. Then after that is continue practicing Sakaragami Magga, Anagami Magga, Arhata Magga. In each Magga moment, every time plus consciousness arise. So we can say that Sotabati Magga and Pala, and Sakaragami Magga and Pala. In this way, if we count only 8, only 8. But another case, how it become 14. In another case, the meditator at the beginning, he practiced concentration meditation up to the attainment of jhana. Okay, so the meditator attained the jhana, first jhana attainment. Then, after first jhana, at the end of first jhana, the concentration becomes strong because it is far from the mental hindrances, which is called, in Pali, what is called mental hindrances?
Nirvana.
Nivarana, right?
Nivarana.
Okay, this Nivarana remove, is called the Vikambana Bahana, is quite far. It does not, it means, that cannot come into mind to disrupt. So clear mind. At the end of the process of jhana, the concentration support mind to keep clear and strong. At that time, he starts to focus on the characteristic. You have to know this. And at the beginning, practice concentration meditation to the attainment of jhana. After the jhana process, emerging from the jhana process, he starts to focus on the lokiya, nama, and rupa, observing characteristic. It is called vipassana practice. So the jhana process is considered as the foundation to practice vipassana in this case, because it supports. Then at the moment he attained Magga Phala. The potency of the jhana continuing. So you consider, this jhana is, this Magga is connected to the first jhana, because first jhana is foundation, which is called the Padaka jhana. Okay, in that case, we can say, that is first jhana Lokuttara-Citta. Magga and Phala, like this. First jhana Lokuttara-Citta. So we get the two versions, right? One is pure Lokuttara-Citta, not related to any jhana. Another is the jhana which has, the Lokuttara-Citta, which has the foundation of five jhana, first jhana as foundation, which has first jhana as foundation. And also in the same way, after the attainment of second jhana, entering into second jhana, by the power and the support of second jhana, if he attained any Lokuttara-Citta, and also consider that, this Lokuttara-Citta is connected to second jhana, or third jhana, fourth jhana, and fifth jhana. In this way, the pure Lokuttara-Citta become in connection with the five jhana, become 40, right? So okay, it should be 48, right? Why? The pure one is 8, and if we multiply in connection with the first jhana 8, second jhana 8 in this way, so it should be 40 plus the pure one 8. Why it become only 40? Okay, this is another question you have to make sure you understand. So the first jhana only they identify Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekaggata, 5 jhana factor. Without the attainment of first jhana also, is there any absent Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekaggata? No absent. That's why the jhana in connection with the first jhana, the Lokuttara-Citta, 8 Lokuttara-Citta, in connection with the first jhana and without connection of the jhana are the same, because no different in the jhana fetters. So okay, so just counting in this way become 40 only. And if we don't understand, oh, so it should be 48. Why? I'm always confusing. Okay, in this way, and you understand how we need to multiply the jhana, Lokuttara-Citta by 5 jhana and become 40. You understand? Okay, so there also the first method, there's 2 methods. I explained the first method. Jhana as foundation, which is called the Paṭaka jhana. Enter the jhana at the end of the entering jhana. Focus on any mundane nama and rupa, or focusing on the characteristic and attain the mega. And another connection is after the emergence at the end of the jhana. After emergence from the jhana, the meditator focus on the mentality during the time of jhana. Jhana fetters consciousness and the associated mental fetter, focusing on that, and he emphasized the nature of anicca, dukkha, anatta. Like this, and then attain the enlightenment, Sotapaddi Magga, like this. So, and this is also called that supra-mundane consciousness, Magga Phala, is connected to the jhana. So in the first case, if you're thinking, oh, it's too confusing, so you don't worry. After the explanation to the other classes, you will understand. Oh, once we have heard of this, when they explain about the supra-mundane consciousness, this process come and this type come, and you will remember and just keep in mind. And the one thing is just a foundation. And another thing is even the mental fetters, the mentalities mentality during the process of jhana become the object of the vipassana practice. There's also connection. Anyway, we can see after the attainment of jhana, we continue practicing vipassana and attain. Then in this way, supra-mundane consciousness, Lokuttara-Citta, become 14 enlarged. So sometimes in short, sometimes enlarged. So if we talk about the in short, it's hard to say, that in short, what kind of feeling, what kind of feeling? Do you remember how many types of feeling?
5 types in
5.
detail.
Okay, let's count it.
Somnasa,
Okay.
Upekkha,
Ubeka.
Domnasa,
Then,
Dukkha, Dukkha.
okay.
Sukha.
Yeah. So if we count from Sukha, Dukkha, Somnasa, Domnasa, Upekkha, it's okay. You can get that number. 5. So among the 5 feelings, there's no consciousness without feeling. There's no consciousness without feeling, because in the second chapter of Abhidhamma Lecture, and Cittasika is mentioned, feeling as universal mental fetters. Universal mental fetter means it accompany to every consciousness, every type of consciousness. It means whenever consciousness arises, feeling arises. So is it possible any consciousness without feeling?
No.
No. Okay, so we have to make sure. Otherwise, people are thinking their own the feeling, no more feeling, I make it. I don't feel any, either good or bad. Actually, it's not. Neutral feeling, still have a neutral feeling. Not understanding that people thinking that, oh, if not, the pleasant or not painful, neither pleasant or painful, it mean no feeling at all. But actually, neutral feeling is there. Only the case, the consciousness does not arrive, we can say no feeling. If consciousness arrive, we cannot say no feeling, right? So, okay, understanding this principle of the Abhidhamma, sometimes you will see the people are talking about the no feeling. I transcend, by the power of concentration, I transcend the feeling like this, and I eradicate the feeling. No, feeling is not defilement to eradicate. We cannot eradicate the feeling. And many things, that come to confusion if you don't learn properly. Okay, no problem. Let's talk about the Lokuttara-Citta. So for Lokuttara-Citta, if we count it in short, what kind of feelings will be? How do you think?
Rebecca?
Okay, so let's get back to the jhana. So how many jhana consciousness altogether?
27.
Right, of course, 27. Among the 27, how many Somanasa Sahagata?
12. 12.
How many? 4? 12?
12.
12, of course, good. Right.
12.
12 are?
Somanasa Sahaka.
Yeah, so Somanasa, what are these 12?
First to fourth jhana.
Okay, first jhana 3, second jhana 3, third jhana 3, fourth jhana 3. These consciousness of Rupa Vachara are Somanasa Sahagata. So how many Upekkha Sahagata?
15.
15.
15 are? What are these?
3 from the fifth five material sphere consciousness and 12 from Arupa.
Okay, so keep in mind this. When we talk about the Lokuttara-Citta as short, in short, we say equivalent to which jhana?
Equivalent to the first jhana. So it should be
it should be
Somanasa.
Somanasa, right? Okay, right? I just not mentioned in the text, even when you read the Abhidhamma Sangha and the text to explain about the Lokuttara-Citta, no mention about the way of feeling. It does not mention, because when it connected to the jhana become 40, it can be either Somanasa or Upekkha. If it is connected to the former 4 jhana, only Somanasa. When it is connected to the 5th jhana, it becomes Upekkha. That is why Abhidhamma Sangha did not mention about the accompanying feeling to the supra-mundane consciousness in short. Okay. Now this is, actually, we can consider this is advanced level, this explanation. Only the beginner level, just counting, the very boring. Maybe some of you already learned, in Myanmar, in Burmese language, Abhidhamma Sangha, 1 round or 2 rounds, 3 rounds sometimes, that you already done. But maybe you don't know why it's not mentioned any jhana, or how we can understand Lokuttara-Citta according to feeling, the classification of feeling. Maybe you may miss it. That's why I say, this is advanced level. After 3 rounds, also not understanding me, not basic level. Okay, don't think about you are very beginning. I'm giving some information related to the subject matter here, and connect to the different level. It doesn't matter. You can keep. You are not the Samnila kids. You don't need to start from the beginning all the time. Okay, now you understand how to identify the Lokuttara-Citta by way of feeling, right? You understand? In short, okay, all are somanasa. And in large, okay, according to the connected jhana or related jhana. And so among the 40, how many Lokuttara-Citta can be somanasa? How many can be upekkha-sahagata?
32 and 8.
And 8.
Okay, good. That's right. I see. To get this number for samnida, we have to go to make sure explanation many times. You can count it because you are already good at the mathematics than me. I just remember only the number I have studied. The other I cannot count. Okay, so now among the 40 supra-mundane consciousness, we can classify 32 are somanasa-sahagata and 8 are upekkha-sahagata. We're very good. And because after this understanding, we will continue to the 89 by way of feeling, and also 121 by way of feeling like this. Okay, in this way, this is not difficult. We already multiply. First jhana 8. So also already mentioned, what about not connected to jhana? Okay, same as the first jhana, because they share the mental factor of vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata, keeping all 5 jhana factors in the association mental factors group, mentality group. That's why. So 32 and 8. Okay, you got it. Then let's continue about the classification of consciousness. Here, in this slide we already mentioned 89 consciousness or 121 consciousness are classified into different types according to their nature. Nature means jadi. In Pali, jadi. The jadi refers to the akusala nature, akusala jadi, kusala nature, kusala jadi, and abhyagata nature is a vipaka and functional. But we can say the abhyagata, the respective separately in respective name, and resultant vipaka nature or kiriya nature. So we can enumerate in this way: akusala, chua, wholesome. So for the wholesome, for the wholesome, it is sometimes it can be short. In short, it is so for the wholesome, if Lokuttara-Citta are counted in short way, how many wholesome consciousness?
21.
Yes, of course, 21 only. Only mega consciousness are counted there. Mega are 4 only. But if we count in large, how many mega?
20 mega.
Yes,
20.
4 become 20 mega, right? Then mega become 20. So if we count in this way, it becomes 37. The kusala, akusala are not different because Lokuttara, short enumeration and large enumeration connected to only Lokuttara. Lokuttara change. That's why there is no akusala in the Lokuttara. So akusala cannot have the short and large different version. So kusala have this kind, and we can have, and 37 kusala in large. And for the vipaka also, the phala is considered as vipaka. That's why when all phala consciousness, fruition consciousness become the 20 enlarged, the how many result and consciousness become
52.
52. The 36 become 52. And this here are 4 Lokuttara become 20 and 52. And this is not difficult if you know how to make it. How to make it. Otherwise, just keeping in mind the number, it's not easy. You will forget. And when you understand, okay, when the phala become 20, it becomes 36. Okay. And for functional, also no different because there's no functional consciousness in Lokuttara-Citta. Right? Okay. So if we count in this way, akusala, kusala, vipaka, kiriya, finish. Now, or on the other hand, if we count it according to the plane of existence, so sense sphere 54, and 5 material sphere 15, immaterial sphere 12, Lokuttara 8, like this also. And on the other hand, you can enumerate in short way Lokiya and Lokuttara. So Lokiya 81, Lokuttara 8. Now you know that after studying the how many weeks and you got this knowledge. This is one kind of the qualification. You become a expert in the consciousness in relation to consciousness. So let's start to another way. Here, by way of feeling. Now, as I mentioned, that every consciousness accompanied by any types of feeling. It can be sukha or dukkha or somnasa, domnasa, upekha. And here, and sukha and somnasa can be combined, because they have the same nature, pleasant nature. Sukha and somnasa. And I already mentioned that, right? So sukha and somnasa, what is the difference?
Bodily and mental.
Right.
Sukha bodily. Somnasa is mental.
Right, of
Pleasure.
course. Good. That. Yeah, I'm very happy to do the lesson. There answer in this way. It means you understand. You understand. Also, you are trying. If you know that you don't understand and you just participate, not that meaningful, right? Okay, now we have a very good learner. And okay, dukkha and dominance also you already understand this way. So here, if we count only one sukha sahagata consciousness, where we can find?
Rootless.
Okay, rootless.
Resultant. Bodily. Body
And
conscious.
dukkha also the same, right? Dukkha 1. Yeah. Okay, somnasa, how many?
62.
Okay, 62. 62 is mean the last enumeration. So let's count the somnasa from the beginning, akusala, somnasa, 4, ahituka, somnasa 2, 6, and kamojara, somnasa 12, 18. So here in this case, stop for a while and you consider 18 somnasa in which area?
Amavasra.
Kamavachara, somnasa 18. Like this, you know that. It means if you practice and later on when you talk about the consciousness, any consciousness you identify by feeling is easy. And never confuse that. Okay, so then Rupavachara, already answered here, only in the Rupavachara, among the jhana consciousness, only 12. Then 18 and 12, how many?
30.
30 are Lokiya, right?
Okay.
Lokiya 81, only 30. Then with the somnasa 32 in the Lokuttara, enlarged, Lokuttara 40. Oh, it becomes the 62. Not difficult. Only when you understand the Lokuttara-Citta are connected to the jhana and classify according to the jhana is the feeling, types of the feeling, and then you understand. Otherwise, you also why the 32. It should be 20, 32 and 8. How the confused. If you understand, and 62 is not that difficult. This classification always make the samnira, the novice hellish. Because if we don't teach in this way, and they cannot catch up, they just follow to the text. If you have learned in Abhidhamma in the Burmese version, the following the text, you also have this kind of this difficulty, because in the chapter in the third chapter 3 of Abhidhamma Sangha enumerate the consciousness according to the feeling, accompanying feeling. Then the number comes and counting become hellish. Okay, then if we count dominasa, very easy. Only in which group we can find dominasa?
Hatred rooted Zeta.
Okay, they're akusala only, right?
Akusala.
So whenever you get angry, you have to know this is only akusala. And sometimes the people are talking about that karuna dosa, like this, right? Karuna dosa. Or you develop someone is suffering, you don't want him suffer. That's why you give some suggestion, he ignore, and you get angry. And thinking about, I keep him, I'm out of compassion, I suggest he ignore, I'm angry. My anger is, that I could be, not good. Never, that. So when you get angry, you make sure it's akusala, you understand. It's already changing, at the beginning, maybe you keep the compassion and kusala. Then getting angry or totally change to the akusala side. Okay, so the last group, Upekkha Sahagata, 55, 55. If you don't see this enumeration, can you count? So let's try. In akusala,
Akusala 6.
6. In ahituka,
14.
oh, right, good. 14. So 30 we get. Then the
Kama 12.
12. So
In sublime, there are 15.
15.
3 from the fine material sphere.
Okay.
And 12 from the immaterial sphere.
Okay, we got it. Then.
And then 8 from the supra-mundane.
Good. That is 55. Upekkha Sahagata. Here we can see the Upekkha Sahagata Agusala said 40, and the Kamojala Sovana 12, fine material sphere 3, immaterial 12, Upekkha in Lokuttara-Citta 8. So altogether 55. So this is how we can classify after understanding, the consciousness, how we can classify consciousness by way of feeling, Not difficult, just need to keep in mind some information. And okay, so according to roots come. The root is another aspect you have to consider about how many roots altogether.
6.
Right, 6 roots. What are they?
Loba, Dosa, Moha, Aloba, Adosa, Amoha.
Okay, good. Now, there also, I explained that akusala nature and kusala nature cannot come together, right? So when loba, dosa, moha, any of loba, dosa, moha arise, aloba, adosa, amoha cannot arise. Because kusala nature and beautiful nature and akusala nature cannot arise together. That's why at most only triple roots. Only 3 roots can come at the same time. At most. It's also in the beautiful side, aloba, adosa, amoha. And loba, dosa, moha, 3 cannot arise together. Why? Do you remember why? Lobha, dosa, moha.
Lobha and dosa, they are different.
Right.
Lobha and dosa, they have different.
Right. Good. You know, the lobha and dosa have a different nature. They cannot come together. They cannot arise in the same consciousness, in the same group. When the lobha arrives, dosa cannot arrive at the same time. It means, okay, I'm getting angry, you know, that at the same time I attach to it. You know, that if you love your family member, okay, this is considered as lobha and your attachment. At the same time, you get angry to him. Oh, lobha and dosa, no, it's different. You know, when you get angry, the lobha is not there. When you develop attachment, the dosa is not that at the time. You know, but the process is very fast. Shifting lobha to lobha process and dosa process like this, and consider at the same time I have, so actually different. If we understand, okay, so moha, you know, in Akusala-Citta, all are connected to the moha, right? All akusala consciousness connected to moha. So the lobha mula consciousness, dosa mula consciousness, moha mula consciousness. You see here the group. So which consciousness can be single roots? Here I said a single rooted, two single rooted.
Two moha citta.
Yeah,
Moha
because there's
citta.
no dosa, no lobha. If there is lobha, it's become lobha mula. You know, if there is dosa, it becomes dosa mula. Only when the absence of lobha and dosa roots, you know, only remain the moha mula at that time. That's why this is a single root consciousness, single rooted consciousness too. And so the other group, lobha mula and dosa mula group, how we can say that how many roots you can find?
Two roots.
Two roots in the first group, lobha mula, lobha
and moha.
moha. Okay, in the second group,
Dosa and moha.
So they are considered as the double rooted. So in the first group of akusala consciousness, we get single rooted 2, double rooted 10. Okay, let's continue. Oh, very easy. Second group, rootless, no roots at all. No root. Then for the Kamavachara Sopana, you have to remember Jnana Sampayutta and Jnana Vipayutta, right? So Jnana Sampayutta, how many Jnana Sampayutta?
12.
Wow. And how many Jnana Vipayutta?
12.
Okay, so Jnana Sampayutta mean it connected to the Jnana. So Jnana and which one is same? In the root.
Amoha.
Right. Amoha root and Jnana is same. So if we say the Jnana Sampayutta, it means associated with Jnana mean it associated with Amoha root. Right? Jnana Vipayutta mean dissociated from Amoha root. In this way. And so 12 associated with jnana or moha roots is considered as triple rooted because all sense the beautiful consciousness accompanied by the beautiful manifestos of alobha and adosa. This is common. So alobha and adosa roots connected to every beautiful consciousness. This is another, you know, the principle you have to know. So only things we have to consider about jnana or amoha, with or without. If associated with jnana, so that is triple rooted. If it does not associated with jnana, it is double rooted. From this, you have to understand only this one. So okay, so in the sense-sphere beautiful consciousness, 12 consciousness are double rooted. So what are they?
Alobha, adoda.
Okay.
12.
And so what are these 12 consciousness?
Jnana
Jnana with
Right. So double rooted reference to Jnana Vipayutta 12. So what about the triple rooted 12?
Jnana Sampayutta 12.
Okay, no, the easy way. Oh, so that here, the all highest consciousness are collectively called the 35, Mahagata and Lokuttara together. So Mahagata 27, Lokuttara 8. These two groups together we call the Mahagata Lokuttara consciousness 35. All are triple rooted because without the jnana, without the amoha root, they cannot arise. The attainment of jhana and attainment of Magaphala, without knowledge, it is impossible. It is obvious, that. That's why all 35 are triple rooted. So if you know this information, classification by way of roots become clear, right? Okay, so let's count it from the beginning. Rootless, because there's no root here. Rootless 18, Ahituka 18. So single rooted 2. What are these?
Moha
Moha
Mula Citta.
Yeah, right. Moha Mula Citta 2. And double rooted 22. Okay, let's count. What are these?
Lopa Mula Citta 8. Dosa Mula Citta 2.
Okay,
Jnana Vipayuta Citta 12.
right. This is 22. Double rooted consciousness. And triple rooted 47.
Jnana Sampayuta 12.
And-
Mahagata 27 and Lokuttara 8.
Right. So, you just keep this slide and you will not confused with the classification by way of roots. That sometimes if you cannot catch how to learn, if you cannot catch the right method, it's very hard to always forget it, repeat it. But if you know in this way and you just print out and keep in mind, it's okay. Finish. Okay, so here we say the consciousness we call the dihetuka or duhetuka like this. This is the same thing. The same thing if you understand the previous one, and it's easy. Okay, so this is the end of the explanation of Lokuttara-Citta. Then, okay, yeah, it's the time to continue continue to the Q&A session. I'm going to start here my explanation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Yara, for the Abhidhamma lecture. We will now begin the question and answer session of the lesson. For all of you joining us today from the stream, thank you very much. We'll be ending the stream here. May you all be happy, healthy, peaceful. May you all soon realize the eternal peace of Nirvana.